This is the minimum commitment. Film theory in small doses, where a sequel isn't just a continuation, it's a signature. I'm Don Lawler, film scholar, audio obsessive, and someone who can feel the director's hand in every pause, every glance, every shadow. Let's get into it. The Empire Strikes Back stands as the middle chapter, but it's so much more than that. It's the moment Star Wars becomes more than myth. The story got darker, more fragile, more human. And while George Lucas still controlled the story, it was Irvin Kershner who gave this film its emotional depth. That's what Auteur Theory helps us see. How a director's style, choices, and obsessions leave a mark, even in a massive studio system. Kershner came from a background in drama, smaller films, and character work. He didn't direct Empire to overwhelm. He aimed for quiet tension, for emotional friction, moments heavy with doubt. You feel it in how scenes linger, how silences stretch, and how characters hesitate instead of just delivering exposition. So Luke is isolated, training alone, haunted by visions, pulled toward something he doesn't understand. Leia is conflicted, hardened by war, guarded with her heart, but cracking beneath the weight of responsibility. Han is unpredictable, restless, reluctant, torn between running from danger and running toward something he's afraid to name. And Vader? He's more terrifying than ever, because Irvin Kershner gives him space to haunt the frame. No screaming, no rushing, just calculated stillness. A shape in the shadows. Let's pause on a scene. The catwalk in Cloud City. Cavernous, industrial, a place built for machinery, not for destiny. Blue light pulses across steel, wind howls through the open void. The danger is visceral. Luke squares off, bloodied, breathing hard. Vader doesn't move. He doesn't have to. He owns the silence. He is the threat. No warning, no build-up, just the truth. And everything fractures after.
No, I am your father.
The reveal is iconic, but Kershner doesn't frame it as spectacle, he frames it as devastation. This isn't a plot twist, it's a collapse, not of story, but of self. Luke doesn't just lose a battle, he loses the shape of who he thought he was. The myth breaks, and all that's left is desperate impossibility. Auteur Theory says this is where the director lives, not in the moment itself, but in how deeply it wounds. A New Hope ends in triumph. This one ends in doubt. That wasn't the norm for blockbuster cinema, but Kershner embraced it. He gave the story time to breathe, He gave the characters space to feel. Nowhere is that more visible than on Dagobah. Not during the training montages, but in the cave.
What's in there?
Only what you take with you.
And suddenly, the myth turns inward. The enemy isn't out there anymore. It's in Luke's fear, his anger, his face inside Vader's mask. That moment isn't quoted, but it's the core of the film. And it's pure Kershner. Atmospheric, unspoken, a slow descent into shadow. He didn't just direct a sequel, he let the myth slip inward, until even the hero couldn't trust his own reflection. Kershner didn't create Star Wars, but for one film he took the myth in his hands and let it bruise. He didn't expand the world, he narrowed it to moments that felt too human to be heroic. Auteur Theory doesn't demand control, it seeks presence, a voice beneath the spectacle. And The Empire Strikes Back bears his signature, etched in shadow, anchored in silence, and bleeding quietly beneath every choice. The Empire Strikes Back is often called the best Star Wars film, not because it's the loudest, but because it lingers, because it dares to leave us uncertain. Auteur Theory helps us understand why. George Lucas gave us the shape of the myth. Irvin Kershner gave it shadow. He filled it with silence and storm, and trusted that the audience would feel the weight. That's your thought for the day. Minimum commitment, maximum meaning. See you next time. The Minimum Commitment is produced, recorded, and edited by Don Lawler. Music by Art Against Agony.